who are going. Yes, the facilitators who are going to join us today in webinar 8 are Andreea Voltărețu from New Horizons Foundation Romania. Andrea, raise your hand so people can see you. And we have Eva Riesenhoff from Foundation Learning through Civic Engagement from Germany. We also have again with us Maureen Potter from University of Pittsburgh. Thank you, Maureen, for joining us. And we have Ioana Lagiocapa. I'm not sure if I say it right, Ioana, from Greece, from COP Education and Innovation Hub. And we also have Simina Bejenariu from Selegro Association Romania. The other ladies that you see on the screen, they are going to join also in the next webinar. Thank you so much for offering your time to be with us and share your experience and knowledge with us. Good, are you still with me? Because now I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and as I promised you, we're going to do something to energize ourselves. It's going to be very easy. It would be lovely if you can open your cameras, who can, and get into the game for 3 minutes. And the game is like this. I'm going to ask you to look around in your room, in the space where you are. And you have like 10 seconds, and I will count from 10 to 1, 10 seconds to bring an object and show it in the camera for the other people, which you connected with the word service. You like connect it with the word service. An object that represents for you the word service. And you show it. Yes, look around, look around. Make a connection between service and an object that you have around you. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. Ah, it's harder for the ones with I have a scotch, and then we see, we have Maria Pinto. What do you have there?
It's a bag, and my father did it, but I had a project with students was creating these bags out of tissues. So
cool, nice. Thank you so much.
I make it with service.
Yes, lovely. Thank you so much. Andrea Herring, what do you have there? What's that?
I have a giant stapler, which was very useful for me when I had to fix my booklets for the last teacher training, because the printer in our company was down, so I had to do it on my own. And it's quite useful because it's such a, can you see it? No, you can't.
Yes, yes, it's a stapler, yes.
It's a huge one. So you can put your, you can also create booklets with it, which was very useful.
Okay, thank you. And we have a horse. Teresa, what do you have there? It's very interesting. We cannot hear you. Microphone?
That's my son's horse, and sometimes I feel like I'm serving my kids. So I choose.
Lovely, lovely. Let's see who else wants to share. What do you have there? Lena Maria Kleinferschner, I'm sorry. What plant do you have there?
I have a plant. I don't know what's the name in English, but yeah, I think you have to really invest time to grow plants and to have them healthy, and so you have to serve more or less. Yeah, therefore I chose this plant.
Very lovely. Maria Stefan, thank you, Lena. What do you have there?
It's a phone.
Uh-huh.
Just because of the direct connection to customer service.
Good, thank you. Friederike, you have a book?
Yes, I took the book because I'm working in primary school, and we have a project with the 6th class to read for the kindergarten children in the kindergarten and the 1st and 2nd class. So I took the book.
Lovely, thank you so much. Then we have Sarah. What do you have there? Sarah Woodman.
I have cough drops because it's immediate help if there's a problem.
Lovely. Let's see. Maureen, you have some scissors?
I have scissors. Like, you have to always make things and cut things apart. and then you have to try to put them back together somehow. I want to see what David has.
Yes,
you have an
actually, I don't know, our
intriguing
brain are
little
connecting.
screen.
I wanted to ask David, what do you have? I saw something earlier, but then it disappeared.
Me?
Yes.
I got a small crochet doll, and the service of this small toy is to motivate me while working. It sits next to my monitor.
Ah, lovely. Thank you for sharing. Good. I'm sure there are much more objects. Thank you so much. We saw some of them, but it's important for you that you made a connection with this topic. Let's have another word. Guess what? Learning. Show us something which you connected with learning. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can see Christina, you have a pen. Who else we can see? Maria Pinto, you have a phone. Sarah has a book. Andrea has a marker. Maureen has a cup. Alexandra Tiano, what do we have there? Phone? Why phone?
I don't know. It was the first thing that came into my mind.
Thank you. Teresa, what is that? It's a water bottle?
Yes, because I thought that when you're learning, you have to cover your basic needs first. So staying hydrated is kind of important.
Good, nice. Isabella Eva, what do you have in your hand? The black something.
Yes, do you hear me?
Yes.
I have a card, and on the card it's written the name of the where they made a lot of cakes, and I buy cakes from them.
And how you connect this with learning?
For example, I like to buy cakes from them because they are handmade cakes.
Ah, okay. And you would like to learn to do some handmade cakes?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Thank you so much. And the last word, get ready, it's 2 words actually. It's practical tool. Show me a practical tool. Ale is showing her glasses. We have some pens. We have some Maria Pinto. What is that? A ruler? Yes, we have a little cup. Pens. Christina Rauscher, you have something interesting. What's that?
Whiteout for mistakes, to correct the mistakes.
Ah, okay, very practical. Oh my God, David. Look at David. He has a very practical tool for sure. Who else? Who else? Isabella, is that marker too?
Da, that it's a black marker. We use every day this marker.
Good. So many things. Sarah, you have some. This is for massage. Very practical tool. Or the service learning practitioners should have a massage tool. Yes, thank you so much for, I hope you had a little bit of fun and prepared your brain for a little bit of work. Good, thank you for sharing. I will go back to the screen and let's see what's next now that we got a little bit energized. Good. For those who joined webinar 1, maybe you remember this image. If not, this image is saying that a service learning project can start either from the curriculum, from general skills or specific skills or content, or it can start from a community need that maybe it was already identified. A project can start from either places. Either you have an action idea or a community need and you need to integrate learning, or either you have established curriculum and you need to introduce the service part. I'm losing my English, but I'm coming back. So this shortly to remember how a service learning project is starting. And also from the first webinar, if you remember, we said that when implementing a service learning project, we have these 6 big steps in our mind. The first big step is preparation of the project, meaning preparation of the school for welcoming service learning into the process, either if just one teacher is doing it or maybe a team of teachers are going to do service learning project. And initialization of the project, which includes also preparing the classroom for the service learning project. So these are 2 big steps that we're going to tackle today. Another big step is planning the service learning project under the guidance of the teacher, which will imply a big step of researching what are the community needs, but also researching what are the content in the curriculum which can be introduced or connected to the service learning project. And the planning phase also includes the development of the project, the decisions about what community project we're going to do, the decisions about what are we going to learn. This is the big planning part. And then a big and huge part is the implementation of the project. And as you see in the graphic, includes a lot of engagement from all the actors which are involved, both teachers, students, the school, and other community partners that are to be involved in the project. And during the implementation phase, a lot of, or not necessarily a lot, but moments of reflections and contact, reconnection, and feedback should be integrated in this implementation phase. And the last 2 steps are very much connected with completion of the project and evaluation of what are the results of the project in the local community, what problems we maybe solved for our target group in the community, but what have we learned during the process of service learning project. And then the wrap-up phase, which includes also celebration with the local community and all the actors and dissemination of the results. This is what we discussed in the first webinar. You remember this picture? Okay, good. Because now we took these 7 phases and we split it in smaller steps, yes? And you just go through them with me, is what I just said, but it's important for you to remember that today we're going to work only on the first 5 steps, and in 17th of April, we're going to work from step 6 to step 10. So today, and while I'm talking, it's important for you to start thinking which of these first 5 steps would you be more interested to discover today and to go into deeper details. Step 1 is schools and teacher preparation for the service learning. And the question is, what are we doing as school when we're starting to implement service learning projects on all levels, from the principals to the teachers? Step 2, how are we preparing our classroom to entering a service learning project? Step 3 is community analysis. This is the part where already the students are very much engaged because they are observing what needs are in the community, and they need to decide in step 4 what need they need to tackle actually in the first project they are going to do. So choosing the community needs and problem, probably they are going to discover more, and they need to choose one to address because it's impossible to address more problems in the same time or needs. And step 5, integration of learning and the community service. Step 6, project planning. Step 7, project implementation. 8, evaluation of the community service. 9, evaluation of learning. Indirect relation with the curriculum and other life skills that we're planning to develop. And step 10, celebration and dissemination. So look around to these 5 steps. Start thinking you're going to go in 2 breakout rooms. So from step 1 to 5, you're going to choose 2 to go and work in more details. Start thinking what is more interesting for you already. But before going there, just to remind ourselves a little bit that in all these steps, the service learning project is not only about the teacher or only about the students or only about the schools, it's about all the actors working together in implementing a service learning project. And a few moments I'll give to Andrea, the microphone, just to remind you a little bit about what all these actors are doing. Andrea?
Yes, thank you. And just a second. No, can you see it now? I think it is. Okay, so as Maria said, when we implement or when we develop a service learning project in our school, we have to think about that there are several actors that...
Andrea, just a second, I think we cannot see the image.
You need to say got it. You have a message on your screen.
What? Sorry. What message?
Present window. This window is just for you. Place it on the screen, only you can see. You have two screens?
Yeah, let me see.
You can try and press the button in the right.
Okay, let's see now.
Okay, it's working. Thank you.
Yeah, it's working? Okay, good, great. So as I was saying, when we start a service learning project in our school, we have to think about the different roles, the different actors that are taking part in it. So each of us are playing a role, and depending on this role, we have different tasks on the service learning project. So we have the teacher and we have the school, because the service learning project is happening in the school. As a teacher, you have this role to plan the service learning project, to introduce it into the learning, into the annual planning in the school. When you plan for your curriculum, what you have to teach in your school year, you have to take into consideration the service learning project. Then what do you need to do? It's to form the team of the teachers that will implement the service learning project. And together you will design the service learning project in accordance with the curriculum and the subject you have to teach during that year. Then you as a teacher inform the students about the service learning project, the period when it will take place, and etc., etc. Then during the implementation of the service learning project, you have to be facilitator, teacher, because you also teach content, evaluator, mentor for the students, and so on. You have to select also the methods for reflection, because as you know, you have evaluation and reflection. And then don't forget about the approvals, and then the, how do you say, to ask the parents to give the approval to take the kids out of the school if that's the case, or for different activities that happens outside the school, or I don't know, to ask for permission to take photos and so on. Anything that has to do with the parents or other kind of approvals. So this is your role if you're a teacher in the school. Then you have the school as the institution. You don't work alone, you work with the team of the teacher, and you work within your school, so within the institution. What the school does is to help you, or is supposed to help you, to provide the support, the space, material, resources, approvals, schedules, etc., to identify maybe potential partners, external partners for your project. It will help you disseminate the information about the project, inform your colleagues, or if you have, I don't know, or radio or something that helps disseminate information within the school, like a website page, whatever communication channels you have, they could help you promote your project. And of course, is supporting you and appreciating your results and the students' involvement and their value and their contribution. So this would be the school part as an institution. We also have the students, our students, our pupils that are implementing the projects together with you, and the community. We are doing a project for the community and together with the community. So your students, their role in this project will be to perform the analysis and learning on and the community needs. They will go in the community and they will do the community analysis, but also they will look at themselves and see and find out, research what they want to learn about themselves and in terms of content, abilities, and so on during this project. Of course, they will participate in every stage of the service learning project, from planning until the evaluation, the whole steps that Maria mentioned before. They will take part in the reflection, evaluation as a team, as a group, as an individual, depending on what methods you as a teacher use. And of course, if there's a, depending on the project, they can create different products like, I don't know, handmade things or softwares, if there's the case, or different products that it can develop during the service learning project. And then there's the community where the project is happening. So the community could help you and should in your service learning project with providing support, spaces, resources, approvals, specialists, whatever it's needed for your project, and can be obtained from the community or different partners. They can also participate in the initial analysis of the community needs. For example, if you have a research that is happening in the community, they are the participants. You are asking them, or it depends on the method you are using. The community also participates directly with the students and with you in implementing the project. If you have, for example, a campaign of, I don't know, planting trees, for example, you can invite the community and they will participate together with you, or collecting waste from a different area, or renovating a park within the community. You invite the community and they will participate with students and with you. They can provide feedback for you as a team, as a group, students and teachers who implement the project within the community. And of course, they can participate in evaluating the learning you're taking from the community and evaluating the project. For example, if you think about practical stages in different parts, they can come up with evaluating the knowledge, the skills they learned during the projects. And of course, it would be nice, and they should, the community, your partners, recognize the contribution of your students to the well-being of the community and the results. So these are the four main roles or protagonists of your project. Every time you do a project, please look at these 4 parts that are involved in it. Okay, I will stop.
Thank you so much, Andrea. We hope we got to reconnect a little bit with all the actors and keep in mind all the steps, because now we're going to go back on the steps, try to remember what Andrea just shared with us, and we're going to open our breakout rooms, meaning we're going to start to work in small groups. How we're going to do that? So now we're focusing ourselves on the practical tools. I'm just thinking all the pens and the drills and the scissors. Yes, the practical tools that are in hand for us, what we can do as teachers so we can guide the students, but also to engage the school and the community in going through all the service learning projects, so we can, while in the meantime, we're trying to reach all the service learning standards, which are somehow showing the quality of our project. So this is how we're going to do. Breakout room A, so please note down where you would like to go. Breakout room A is going to be facilitated by Ioana and Eva. Raise your hand, Ioana and Eva. And you're going to talk for 25 minutes. First, you're going to share what is your experience in how to prepare schools, teachers, and students for starting the service learning process. Yes, sharing tools, ideas, methods. First, you can share, and then the girls are going to show you some tools that they prepared for you. Breakout room 2 with Maureen. Maureen, raise your hand. You're going to discuss about community analysis tools or methods, how you can do that. Breakout room C with Andrea. Andrea, raise your hand. decision-making tools about how the students can take the best decision when they're choosing what community service project or need, to address. Yes, practical tools. Breakout room D with Simina. You're going to talk about integration of learning and community service. Good. Is it clear? Okay. 25 minutes, Ale is going to prepare the breakout rooms for you. You need to choose just one breakout room. So for these 25 minutes, you either choose A or B or C or D. After the 25 minutes, we're going to have another session. Don't go yet. Don't go. Please wait for me to finish. You have the chance to choose another breakout room, another topic. If now you were in B, maybe next time you want to go to C. Yes? Is it clear for everybody?
Yes.
25 minutes, you're going to be there. Don't go yet. And the facilitators are going to share with you Padlet. Padlet is an instrument where they are going to show you what tools they have available. 25 minutes, we're going to send messages to facilitator when time is up. Please enjoy. Please enjoy, and it would be lovely for the ones who don't have the camera open. We know it's very challenging, but it's very hard to be in a breakout room. And if we don't talk and open the camera, it's challenging for the others who actually reserve their time to be in this meeting. So please, when you're joining the room, we'll be very excited to hear your opinion. No matter which one, is important to share and see ourselves if it's possible. Okay? Good.
Yes.
Ale, can you explain us about the breakout room, something else? I see something on the screen, but I'm not sure
You just need to press join. If you don't know how, you can just tell me or write in the chat and I will put you in the right room.
that you had a fruitful discussion, and we still have our last 20 minutes from the webinar today. Let's do like this. I will invite each facilitator for 3 minutes to share with us conclusions. How was in your webinar? Which sorts of tool you shared? And any ideas. Let's start with Ioana and Eva.
Yes, of course. Shall I present my screen with the results from the Padlet? I have added here as well, if you wish.
You want me to share?
If you want, I mean.
No, you decide.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So from our step, an important note that people did is that it's worth mentioning what people can do for a better world. So inviting students to express thoughts about the concept of human beings, and then connected with the actions that can be taken inside school, in the schoolyard, in the roads, and to the forest, and adding to the whole community and how that can actually affect our lives. Another important note was that we also have a clear basis and explain to all the people engaged what service learning is and what need is addressed and the idea behind each project. It's also very significant to engage students and parents as well in these activities. And of course, for the teachers especially, to participate in service learning trainings in order to gain more knowledge and skills on the topic. One specific challenge that was mentioned was the busy agenda of teachers and students for having more activities outside the school. So here are some solutions where that we can have a more general picture of service learning, and then build a more on this topic through the years. For example, have 1 hour a week for the service learning dedicated in the school, and ask for from the students to decide on the topic, build groups, and then participate in reflection activities. And one also first step that was highlighted is to make an analysis of how we can actually connect the curricula with the engagement of the students and work all together in order to achieve it. So here, expressions that I have noted is get creative.
Thank you so much,
that's
Ioana.
all.
Eva, if you want to add something? No, thank you so much, Ioana and Eva's group, and for your contribution. Let's go then to Maureen, community analysis tools.
Okay, so when doing community analysis, we were thinking about the kind of logistics, but also the opportunities that are there. And we had a few people participate. It seems like a lot of folks haven't yet done their first service learning project, but they're really curious and eager to think about how they might do that. Particularly, what's exciting for me as an Erasmus and EU project is to do this now transnationally, because they were excited because this service learning for democracy in Europe really gives them a chance to find people who have similar interests and aspirations, but are located in different countries. So people ask questions that I put here on the Padlet about how do you do a project when it's in multiple locations, when it's in different countries, what do I have to be aware of when I'm doing things across countries? They were excited about the chance to go outside and do something actually related to the environment or climate, not just inside the school. And simply going out in the community and thinking about projects and connections to make to people helps them pay attention to new issues. And by having a comparative perspective, they thought that was kind of a promising way to be able to make new friends, find new partners, and maybe find a solution that's working in one place that they hadn't imagined. So coming up with more ideas for good service learning projects was going to benefit by having this SLEAD partnership. They shared a bit about just simply being out in the community and having the kids be heard and be listened to, and have the community members have kids actually listen to them, that it can be empowering for both sides and it generates mutual respect. It also gives the kids a chance to realize what real projects take, and that how much they're going to have to adapt their timelines or their ideas of what's possible in a semester or a year. And when they see each other in a new light, that also reflected on seeing people who have skills and resources who they might have overlooked in the community, but also in the classroom. That a couple people noted that teachers and students can see each other's diverse abilities. Maybe somebody doesn't speak very much, maybe somebody learns holistically, maybe somebody's really good with hands-on things, and collaborating as a class really might also help the class. They were excited about having the school, whether it's in a small town or something like that, be part of the community in a really visible way, that they can thank the school for bringing a service learning project. Even if the project doesn't have a clear aim in the beginning, that's okay. It always changes a bit. But they had a couple great ideas I put in Padlet about finding problems, right? Because maybe there's organizations that organize volunteering that you can then take a step further, and because you can do service learning, they can move it on that continuum from volunteering to service learning because they already have those connections. Another person talked about apps or forums where people can post concerns about their community, so the kids have a good starting list for civic action. And the key thing was getting out, actually talking to people. And we noticed that that was not only a growing experience for the kids, but for adults too, because we don't always go out and talk to people who we don't know. So being out and around was an exciting part of the process. It was going to contribute to the overall success, the amount of buy-in, plus just getting each other to see each other in a positive way. So step 3, successful discussion.
Thank you very much, Maureen's team, for your contribution. As you already saw in the Padlet, you have there at least 5 or 6 methods for community analysis next to what you shared, which are described in details. And for the need of collaborative projects transnational, just to remind you that the last webinar is going to be specifically for that. Just stay together and decide who would like to work with who. Keep your desire for the last meeting. This is going to happen. Let's get to the last 3 minutes, not last 3 minutes, last 6 minutes for Andrea and then Simina. Let's
Yes.
see what decision-making tools you shared.
Yes, I'll try to be short. Great group of people. Thank you very much. Our ideas, what I've collected from our participants, how can we select a problem? What methods can we use? We said we can make a list with arguments, why to do it, why not. We can decide based on time, resources available, connections we have, if it's realistic or not, if it's doable. We can decide, or starting from the resources we already have available and the interest that it is in them, exploring them. For example, if we have a STEM laboratory in a school, very good one, and there's interest in this and exploring more the STEM, we can start our service learning project starting from there. We can decide by making a pool, bringing arguments for our options and vote. We can decide by asking questions to find out what is relevant for our students, for our community, inviting representatives, actors, different actors from the community to join in this decision-making process, and to make sure that our project will really meet the community needs. It's not just a fantasy or a desirable project. And of course, we concluded that this step is a very important one because it sets the tone for success or not. It could be a very successful project if we choose wise. If the students get to choose their project, they will be 100% focused, and they will have the ownership of the project. They will get involved, versus if we give them the problem to solve, if we impose them. And of course, another criteria was the age, because different methods can be used differently according to the age of our students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Many ideas on decision-making processes. And let's see, Simina, what was the discussion about the connection between the curriculum and the service, integration of service and curriculum?
We reached the conclusion that we can start with either one of these two, start from the needs of the community and find out what subjects would support our contribution to the community, and then what partners can we bring in and specialists related to that, or start with this is my subject, what would be a practical application of what we learn here in class that would contribute to our community. And then we discussed the fact that definitely we connect several subjects like communication in the language that we use usually in our country or in our school if it's an international school, or in various languages if we want to promote internationally the project. IT skills, definitely, because we use them for research and putting information together, creating a web page, disseminating the project online, and so on. We also use arts and financial education and various subjects in all the projects that we do, and also specific projects, specific academic subjects related to the specific of the project. We had very interesting questions related to how we can motivate teachers to better understand this and not consider it a burden, an extra task, or how we promote the service learning methodology. And we discussed about the 8 methodologies that a teacher in our century is recommended to use, and how service learning connects them all. I will add the info in the Padlet in a couple of minutes. We also discussed about how service learning projects are perceived in some communities by some community partners, and how to encourage them go deeper than internship or work experience or volunteering, and contribute, trust the students, trust their leadership and initiatives, and help them. I will ask you for permission to share the Pashkan projects, because they had 20+ partners in the community, and they wanted to stay as a network to sustain the future development of their community in the next year project and the next year project and so on. And I think it's a great example. We discussed about students promoting the project and asking partners to come in while also giving them a bit of the theory and of the key criteria, quality standards of the service learning and what we have learned. So the teachers to be trained, the students to be trained, and then the students to do the same with the community partners that they want to invite to be part of the project. And we reached also the conclusion that the general planner, not only for the teachers, how we integrate learning and service, but how community partners contribute to that and what they can offer related to learning or to the service project would be very valuable. That's about it, I think. I will add all the ideas to the Padlet as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Simina. Again, in the Padlet, you can have some very concrete examples. You have some uploaded documents with how would look a service learning project plan, where both the curriculum and the service activities are integrated. You have an example there how you can build this plan. So you can do a start. Thank you so much, Simina, Maureen, Andrea, Ioana, and Eva for facilitating and bringing the contribution to the table. I just want to underline that the Padlet, you have it already on the chat, but I will just share shortly just to make sure that everyone see that there are more resources which were put to the table, but all the partners involved in the SLEAD project. You have a self-evaluation tool for teachers before starting service learning projects. You have an entire guide where you can read a lot of information. It's like 5, 7, 8 pages, just how to prepare the schools. You have tools here in step 3 for community analysis, 4 to 5 tools for community decision making, and also for integration of learning. You have some tables put it here by Simi that is going to help you to do this in a more practical and technical way. Good. The last 3 minutes, thank you so much for being with us and participating. We hope we get to be more practical for you. Let's use the last 2 minutes together. You have the evaluation link. We know that we always ask you to fill the evaluation. It's helpful for us. And also Andrea wants to share something.
Yeah, somebody is saying in the chat that the link is not working. Can you check? Is working?
For me, it's working.
Okay.
It might happen that for some people not working, we don't know yet, but I think, yes, please open it now, use these 2 minutes to reflect how it was for you. If you got any practical insights, that would be useful. And very important, we love to meet you also next time when we're going to look on the next 5 steps of the service learning project implementation, which is project planning, project implementation, evaluation of the service, how we're doing that, how we're evaluating the learning, how we're doing celebration and dissemination. Again, we're going to upload by the next webinar other tools that are going to be useful for you. And tomorrow, while you're filling the evaluation now, you're going to receive the follow-up email with the recording, pictures from today, and also, again, the link to the Padlet so you can download all the materials that were presented here today. Good. We'll invite the facilitators to still stay with us for 5-10 minutes after we're closing the webinar number 8. And then in the meantime, if you finish filling the evaluation, you are welcome to leave and enjoy your evening or your day, in case of Maureen, with your colleagues, friends, families, pets, and whoever is close to you. Thank you so much for being with us today. See you on April 17, and prepare yourself for the last webinar on 9th of May about building partnership transnationally with other participants here. Thank you so much. You can write